The Young and the Restless spoilers. Fridays, the 17th of June, 2026. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful day to dive into some Genoa City drama, and let me tell you, my head is absolutely spinning from the latest spoilers. We have so much to unpack today, so grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's just get right into the absolute chaos that is The Young and the Restless. So let's start with something incredibly emotional, because honestly, we need a minute to process this before we get into the crazy corporate warfare and the drug relapse. Tomorrow's episode is going to hit us right in the feelings, because Victoria and Claire are taking a moment to honor Cole Howard. And I just have to say, wow. Has it really been a year already? It feels like just yesterday he was back on our screens, and now we are marking the anniversary of his death. Time literally flies in Genoa City, or maybe it just drags when the storylines are bad, but this one actually hurts. Victoria Newman has been through the absolute ringer with men, let's be real. But Cole was different. Cole was a piece of her history, a foundational love, and having him back only to lose him again was just a brutal move by the writers. And then you have Claire, sweet, traumatized Claire Grace Newman, who finally found her father, finally started to build a real family dynamic, and then boom. He's gone. You guys know I complain a lot about how the show handles grief, but I am actually really glad they are acknowledging this anniversary. It gives Amelia Heinel a chance to do what she does best, which is that quiet, stoic Newman suffering that suddenly breaks your heart. I just hope they give Claire a moment to really talk about what she's lost, because that girl has been carrying so much emotional baggage, and she needs to let it out. Maybe I'm being too soft on the writers here, but I think this tribute is going to be a beautiful, tear-jerking moment amid all the other madness happening right now. But okay, let's pivot, because the rest of this episode is dark. Like, really dark. We need to talk about Nikki Newman and this terrifying situation with her health and her son. So, we all know Nikki has been suffering from those blinding, agonizing headaches. And we also know that Victor, in his infinite, twisted wisdom, has been using her vulnerable state to drug her and steal her Newman Enterprises shares right out from under her. I mean, what kind of husband does that? Don't even get me started on Victor right now. But the physical toll on Nikki is getting worse. She is currently dealing with severe vision impairment. She basically has no sight right now, and she is realizing just how much she took her vision for granted. Navigating her own home, navigating the world, it is suddenly a terrifying ordeal for her. And you know what happens when you lose one sense? The others dial up to an 11. Nikki's hearing is suddenly hyper-acute. Her intuition, that maternal superpower she has always had, is on high alert. And she senses that something is horribly, horribly wrong with Nick. Oh, Nick Newman. What are we going to do with you? We all watched that absolute nightmare in Las Vegas a few months ago. Matt Clark lured him out there, laced those drugs, and Nick ended up crashing his car while absolutely out of his mind on fentanyl and cocaine. We thought he was getting better. We thought he survived the worst of it and was on the road to recovery. But no. The spoilers are telling us that Nick is relapsing, and his behavior is becoming incredibly alarming. And the most heartbreaking part? He thinks he is hiding it. He thinks because his mother can't see him, she doesn't know. But Nikki knows. She feels it. She feels the shift in the air when he walks into the room. She hears the tension in his voice when he says everything is fine. Have you ever talked to someone who is lying through their teeth, and even if you close your eyes, you can just hear the panic vibrating in their vocal cords? That is what Nikki is experiencing. Nick probably thinks he is being so quiet, sneaking around the ranch, but Nikki is sitting there in the dark listening. And the spoilers hint that she might actually hear him getting into his stash. Just imagine this scene. It gives me chills just thinking about it. Nikki is sitting in the living room, completely blind to the world around her, and Nick walks in. He thinks she's asleep or just zoned out on the sedatives Victor has been pumping into her. He reaches into his pocket, and Nikki hears it. The crinkle of a plastic baggie, the snap of a pill bottle, that distinct, sharp sound of someone opening a packet of drugs. She doesn't need her eyes to know exactly what her son is doing. She knows that sound. She knows the disease of addiction better than anyone in that family because she has fought the bottle her entire life. Honestly, I am so angry at Victor right now. His wife is going blind and being heavily sedated. His son is secretly spiraling back into a deadly drug addiction. And what is the great Victor Newman doing? Is he helping his family? Is he stepping up to be the patriarch he always claims to be? No! He is too busy plotting hostile corporate takeovers and liquidating his sick wife's assets. It is infuriating. It is classic Victor, but it is just so gross when his family is literally falling apart in the same house. Which brings me to the next massive disaster waiting to happen. Victor's relentless, ruthless, petty war against Sally Spectra. I don't even know what to say anymore. What is his obsession with this woman? Why can't he just leave her alone? So, a few episodes ago, Victor made it crystal clear to Adam and Chelsea that he was moving forward with his plans. He doesn't care who gets hurt in the crossfire. And now, he is launching a full-scale attack to seize control of Sally's company. Sally has been warned. She knows he is coming for her. But knowing a freight train is coming and actually being able to stop it are two very different things. Victor is not going to back down. He is creating this incredibly tense, suffocating standoff with Sally and Billy. And let's talk about Billy for a second. The spoilers literally refer to him as a man-child. And honestly, where is the lie? Jason Thompson is a great actor, but Billy Abbott is exhausting. He is a grown man who constantly makes reckless decisions, refuses to listen to anyone, and then acts shocked when things blow up in his face. So now Sally is engaged to this guy. She is trying to run a business. She is trying to fend off a billionaire corporate shark who wants to destroy her. And she is basically having to babysit her own fiancé because Billy is too emotionally stunted to handle real pressure. It is too much. It is way too much for one person to handle. And here is the kicker, the thing that has me the most stressed out about this entire storyline. The pregnancy. Sally is pregnant. And yes, I know what you guys are typing in the comments right now. Didn't she just have a horrible car crash in April and miscarry? Yes, she did. The timeline is a total mess. Soap opera timelines, right? Maybe she got pregnant again immediately? Or maybe the writers are just hoping we forgot the details of that rainy night crash because they want to raise the stakes right now. Whatever the explanation is in the writer's room, the reality on our screens tomorrow is that Sally is pregnant and this mounting pressure is threatening her baby. I am terrified for her. I really am. Sally has already lost baby Ava. She went through unimaginable grief. She blamed himself for that loss for so long. She finally starts to piece her life back together. She gets this new business off the ground. She gets engaged to Billy. She gets pregnant again. And now Victor Newman is deliberately trying to crush her into dust. What kind of monster puts a pregnant woman through this kind of psychological warfare? Oh, right, Victor. He doesn't care. He literally doesn't care about anyone but himself and his ego. Just picture the stress Sally is under. Her blood pressure has to be through the roof. She is probably sitting in her office staring at legal documents, knowing that Victor has an army of lawyers ready to bury her. She looks over at Billy, hoping for some solid, mature support, and he's probably pacing around the room ranting about his mother Jill or complaining about how unfair life is. Billy is supposed to be her partner, but right now, he is just another source of stress. He is a liability. Victor knows that. Victor is probably counting on Billy doing something stupid to hand Sally's company right over to Newman on a silver platter. And if Sally loses this company, what happens to her? She has fought so hard to be taken seriously in Genoa City. She clawed her way up from nothing. If Victor takes her business, she will be devastated. But if the stress of Victor taking her business causes her to have complications with this pregnancy, I don't think she will survive it emotionally. I really don't. Losing another baby would completely break her. It would destroy whatever fragile peace she has managed to build. And maybe I'm being too dramatic, but you get what I mean. The writers are setting up a powder keg here. You have Nikki sitting blind in the dark listening to Nick do drugs. You have Victoria and Claire crying over a dead man. You have Victor ignoring all of his family's actual trauma so he can bully a pregnant woman out of her small business. And you have Billy just being Billy, which is a disaster in itself. It's a lot. It is a really heavy, clunky, messy set of storylines, and I am honestly a bit tired just thinking about how this is all going to play out. But I also can't look away. I care about these characters too much, even when they make me want to throw my remote at the TV. I want Nick to get help. I want Nikki to get her sight back and realize what Victor is doing to her bank accounts. I want Sally to win for once. Just once. Can Sally Spectra get a definitive win against the Newmans? Probably not, but a girl can dream. So that is what we are looking at for tomorrow. A whole lot of tears, a whole lot of tension, and the very real possibility that someone is going to snap under the pressure. I will be watching right along with you guys, probably yelling at my screen the entire time. Let me know in the comments what you think Nikki's going to do when she confirms Nick is using again. Will she confront him? Or will she try to handle it herself because she knows Victor is useless right now? And do you think Sally and Billy can actually outsmart Victor, or are they doomed? Let's talk about it.